You are not going to ISF. I don't think ISF is appropriate. You'll be at the jail waiting transfer to SafeP. And the SafeP program is a 9-month program. And then you have aftercare for 3 months. Or if you would like, I'll sentence you to prison. I'll sentence you to prison for 5 years. Those are your only two choices. Which do you choose? And see, this tells me right now, she really doesn't want the help, that she's trying to figure out back.
The courtroom goes quiet as the judge makes it clear. 2 paths stand in front of him, treatment or a cell. This isn't about sympathy anymore. It's about accountability.
Time, but you can discuss it with her. No, those are my only two those are your only two choices. There are no other choices. You can either do 5 years in the prison, or either you are going to do 10 years deferred adjudication. Those are your two choices. No other choices for you. So which do you prefer? All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 008991 State versus Audrey Bash. Could I have parties announced for the record?
Joseph Stateson for defense.
And are you Miss Bash?
I am.
All right, you entered into a plea bargain agreement with the state. You've applied for deferred adjudication and also for community supervision. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. This is the run concurrent with 2024 CR 2272. State will take in consideration 2025 CR 008992. Have both parties had a chance to review the TAP evaluation and PSI?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections from either party?
No, stay here.
Just a few corrections, Your Honor. I reviewed it with my clients, and you have a copy of it.
Yes.
On page 1, although this goes more towards argument, guilt minimalized, on the PSI specifically is for the firearm. I believe what they're referring to is for the case that's being TIC'd, but she admitted there was a firearm. And per argument, I will explain further for that, but she didn't minimalize the handgun. She acknowledged there was a handgun. On page 2, everything's correct on page 2, but on page 3, under other cases outside Bexar County, Kendall County, Texas, she said that there was no state jail prison trip on Kendall County.
Okay.
It was only one state jail trip on page 2, one TDC trip on page 2, and she didn't have a third trip to prison. Same page 3, Tarrant County, just so the court's aware, April 9, 2025, under Tarrant County, Texas. She was in custody here. The typo, it should have been 2015. If you look at the convicted 180-day jail, 11/23/2015. I just don't want the court to be thinking that she had a out-of-county case April of this year when she didn't.
Okay.
Also, page 5, where it says unemployed, she did report that she's self-employed. She has her own landscaping company. She's able to provide for herself if she was to be granted probation. On page 6, it says that she although to the left it says none for DWI education, to the right it says yes, which could be for AANA. She has done AA. She just wants the court to be aware that she's never had a DWI. She's never had to take DWI education class. And page 9, although this is not really a correction, it's just so I can point out, they wanted proof of full-time employment under other within 30 days and provide proof of education within 30 days. She's saying that she received 2 GEDs, one in Arizona, one in Texas. In 2001 and 2017, she did have a GED. The 2017 was in Bexar County jail. Aside from that, there's no other corrections, Your Honor.
All right. State, you're opposed to the application?
Yes, Judge. Yeah, again, I don't have any evidence.
Okay. All right. Anything your client wishes to say?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to call her, but if I can do some argument first. We were here previously,
Well,
although, okay,
I think it's best that I take testimony and then I'll allow both parties to do argument.
can I call Audrey Bash?
Yes, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand.
Ms. Bass, you're currently on probation supervised from this court. Yes?
Yes,
All right, you need to speak up so the court reporter can hear.
And you're asking this judge to grant you reinstatement and probation on this new offense?
absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
You're willing
Okay,
to
so here's the thing. I can barely hear you. You're a distance away from the court reporter. I know the court reporter is struggling. You need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
you're willing to do anything this judge imposes of you for probation?
Absolutely.
And
Then, I'm sorry. Then why haven't you been doing it? Like people always say, I'll do whatever you want me to do on probation. You're already on probation. In your statement on page 7, it states, when asked why she felt she should be granted probation, the defendant stated, it's hard to be in jail. I don't want to be here or in prison. If you don't want to be in jail and if you don't want to be in prison, then why do you keep doing this?
I was doing my classes. I was told to do the IOP classes here. I did 18 out of the 20. The day I came to jail would have been my 19th.
But we're here for a new case. That means that you picked up a new offense.
Yes, ma'am.
So why? Why do you keep doing this? It seems like you want to go to prison.
I do not, ma'am.
Then
I know to be better, I have to do better. And since I've been in here, I've done every class that they could give me. I'm trying to do better. I
here's
do
the thing,
understand
people
that.
always do better when they're in jail. Normally, I will have people, they come before me, and when they're in the free world, they don't do what needs to be done. When they're in the jail, it finally hits me, oh, I'm in jail. And then they start taking every class they have at the jail, as evidenced by the fact that your counselor is saying, I've done my GED twice, when you only need to do it once. But people always become focused when they're in jail because they don't want to go to prison or they don't want to be in jail. So my question for you, why would this be any different than before?
Your Honor, I'm old, and I know that I just don't want to do this anymore. What happened was I let fear control me and make a bad decision, and that was wrong. I was being threatened.
So how old are you?
42.
So you've had this MTR since last year.
No, ma'am.
Well, you were placed on probation on
In
2024.
September, and
So, I mean, you were maybe a year younger than you are today.
and I was really trying to do everything that I could, and I do believe that I can do better. If given the chance, I know that I can do better. I can be better. I can do better. I do
Your Honor,
believe that.
the threatening that she had, she is a victim of robbery. I tried to find it. I went back in time on YouTube to try to find it. There's a case here, family violence. Rick is familiar with. I've asked Rick to pull up the case information. He couldn't find it. I was in court here, and there was a Spanish sentencing, and there was a person who was very loud, talking in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, but when the state had said that there's multiple victims, that lady was sentenced to prison. They said that the restitution was owed to Audrey Bash, but they didn't know her location at the time. I've asked them to try to find that. I couldn't find that case. I don't have a way to search that. But she understands that a gun is not supposed to have a gun on felon probation. If she were to have a gun after the 5-year period elapsed after she was discharged, cases ended at her house for protection. But she had some bad relationships. She had struggled. She had a relapse. She wants to be a licensed clinician, dependent counseling to help other addicts recover. She believes she can stay sober. She won't be around firearms. I've never had somebody take upwards of 20 classes at the jail. People usually take 2 to 3. And she, not only took, I think it was 19 classes, but the AA meetings and today meetings she's done, it's multiple. It's not just 1 or 2. She's actually participating. She's not crossing her arms, defiant. She's willing to do probation. It's her first MTR. I know that there's 2 new offenses, hoping that you would give her a chance.
All right, state.
I guess I did have some questions for the defendant.
Oh, you may proceed.
Ms. Bash, so you were placed on felony probation in September of 2024, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so as part of your conditions of probation, you were supposed to report to your probation officer. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay. And so it would appear that the last time that you reported to your probation officer was in February of 2025. Is that correct?
No, I didn't. March also, I was in my class and my teacher, we reported by phone.
So I'm talking about going to the probation officer and meeting with your assigned person at the field office. Okay, so the last time you did that was in February 2025, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the address that you provided to probation at the time that you were placed on there was 1126 King Avenue, apartment 6. Were you living at that address up until your arrest?
No, yes, no, ma'am, I had moved, but I told them my mother.
Okay, and what was you told them your new address?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as part of, because you are on felony probation for drug possession, you acknowledge that, right?
Yes.
Okay, and so part of the conditions that the court placed on you to help address this issue is for you to go to partake in your analysis. You recall that,
Yes.
right? Okay, and so you had been ordered many times. So starting in January 2025, you did report to provide a urinalysis. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that was positive for amphetamines and marijuana, correct?
I believe she.
Okay, and then in February of 2025, you did not appear to provide a urinalysis, correct?
I don't remember. I don't remember being told to do it that day.
You don't remember being told to do
No.
it that day? Well, I guess it's fair to say the last time that you did it was in January of 2025, right?
Okay.
So the last time that you provided urinalysis was in January of 2025?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so then in your PSI, you deny that you were under the influence of any alcohol or drugs at the time of your new arrest. Do you recall that?
Yes, ma'am.
But when we look at the stipulated evidence, the officer states that when he approached you, you appeared to be sleeping in your vehicle. Do you acknowledge that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It was raining and the roads were wet and I pulled over rather than getting in an accident, I fell asleep driving one time before and I killed myself. And I would rather not do that again. I wasn't on drugs because if I had been, I would have been awake.
Okay. And so
I
what
didn't
is
know
this
they
that the
were-
officer is saying that he could smell marijuana in your motor vehicle?
I was asleep. I wasn't smoking, I was asleep.
So when was the last time that you smoked marijuana in that vehicle?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
And I don't think it was me. I think it was the person that I let my car to. Earlier that day.
Okay. So then further in your PSI, you state that the last time that you had used methamphetamines was 10 months prior to your arrest. Is that what you said?
I believe so.
Okay. But
I
you were
did.
found in possession of methamphetamine
I
on the
did,
date
yeah.
of the offense, correct?
I did not know that it was there. If it had been mine, it would have been on my person. I would have known that. I didn't know that it was in the floorboard of my car because I gave somebody a ride to work. It would have been, in my possession. I really did not do that.
Okay. Well, notwithstanding you disputing those facts, okay, you were arrested in May of 2025 and had a positive UA while on felony probation for methamphetamines in January 2025. So please tell me how many months that is. It's 5, right? Not 10. So you're not being truthful to your PSI officer or this court about what you're doing on felony probation, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then further in your PSI, you're stating that you should be granted probation because you don't want to go to jail, not because you want to change or not because you want help, correct?
I want help, ma'am. I would like help. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm doing everything that I can to be a better person.
Okay, so if you wanted help, why did you not reach out to your probation officer? Or why did you not show up to your UAs? Or why did you not show up here to the court to ask for that?
I was doing the classes and was doing the classes that they gave me, the IOP classes here at the probation office. I had reached out to my teacher and told her that I was having a hard time. But I was doing that. I mean, I thought that there would be a record of that.
Did you notify anybody that you were actively engaging in using controlled substances besides your IOP teacher?
No, ma'am.
Okay, because you understand that the IOP teacher is not the correct person to report that to. It's your probation officer, right?
Okay.
You understand that?
I'm doing that. Yes, ma'am.
And so I guess ultimately what you're telling this court is that you just don't want to go to jail or prison because it's hard, right?
No, ma'am.
That's what you stated in your PSI, right?
And it's not that's not it at all. I would really like to be given a shot to be a better person, to do better, to prove to myself and the court that I can do better. Prison is easy. I mean, you do what they tell you to do and that's it. But when I've done probation, I've free and cleared probation with no violations. I've free and cleared parole with no violations. I believe that I can do better. I truly do. I want to be better. I know to be better, I have to do better. And I'm prepared to do that. I know that probation is very rigorous and I'm prepared for those things. Anything that you give me, and I'll be happy to do. I want to be better and do better and help others be better and do better.
Okay.
I believe that.
Well, would you agree with me that given your history, the state and this court has already given you a chance by placing you on felony probation? And here we are because you cannot violate or you cannot abide by the terms of felony probation. You'd agree with me, right?
I believe that I made a mistake once and I would really just beg mercy to please get a second chance.
When you say that you've made a mistake once, I mean, this is not the first time that you've been charged with a criminal offense, correct?
Mm.
Yeah. So that's more than once, right?
I'm asking for a shot, a second shot from this, but I don't know what to say there to her anywhere she's.
May I briefly respond?
All right, so I'm going to give you a choice today. These are your choices. There are no other choices. One, I can place, you say you want the help, I'll give you deferred adjudication. The state is offering you a cap of 6. If I give you deferred adjudication, the full range of punishment is open to the court, which means up to 10 years in the prison. You are not going to ISF. I don't think ISF is appropriate. You'll be at the jail waiting transfer to SafeP. And the SafeP program is a 9-month program. And then you have aftercare for 3 months. Or if you would like, I'll sentence you to prison. I'll sentence you to prison for 5 years. Those are your only 2 choices. Which do you choose? And see, this tells me right now, she really doesn't want the help, that she's trying to figure out back time. But you can discuss it with her. No, those are my only 2 those are your only 2 choices. There are no other choices. You can either do 5 years in the prison, or either you are going to do 10 years deferred adjudication. Those are your 2 choices. No other choices for you. So which do you prefer?
I'm sorry.
1 moment.
All right. And if she chooses prison, it doesn't hurt my feelings.
Your Honor,
Yes.
we're ready to proceed forward. She has her answer.
Right. So which does she prefer?
5 years TDC, and we would ask that would run concurrent with her MTR. We would ask if you would reform the judgment of the 10 to 5.
Oh, just 1 second. We haven't done that case yet. All right. So in cause number 2025 CR 008991, the court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison. I'm sorry, the court is going to find you guilty, sentence you to 5 years in the prison, Give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 227. I'm sorry, is this 2272 or what? 2272. Take in consideration 2025 CR 008992. And I'll request the therapeutic community. Is there anything else in that case with regards to sentencing?
Yes.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal? With your attorney, did you understand it and sign it? Because it's plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you will need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
I do.
All right, we're going to proceed in 2024 CR 2272, and that cause number you previously pled true to violation of condition number 1. The court found violation of condition number 1 true. And your range of punishment on that case, the court could sentence you anywhere up to 10 years in the prison. And state, what are you requesting?
Judge, we are asking for revocation and 5 years to run concurrent with the prior cause.
That's our recommendation. We ask that you follow it. I've previously conferred with Megan. If there was revocation, we would ask you to reform the judgment to match the sentence.
All right. Are you waiving your right to appeal?
I am.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. And that cause number, the court is going to sentence you to 5 years. Give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2025 CR 008991. And the court will request the therapeutic community. State, you may be excused. Thank you. Did you review the document certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
I did.
Because it's plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak with an attorney. Do you understand?
I do.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The decision was final, and the weight of it was heavy. The system gave one last option, and the clock ran out. In court, change is proven by actions, not promises.